I bet I drill a clean hole in somebody today.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the ongoing tensions between MainManSWE and a lot of other content creators. The reason why I wanted to make this video is because I think it's a big misunderstanding. I can see it from the perspective of MainMan, where his name is being brought up in other people's videos, other people's titles, other people's streams, and he sees it as like people are trying to come after him. But one, that's not what I do. I'm more so just talking about his points on Tekken, whether I agree or disagree. And a lot of the times I agree with him. There's only a rare occasion where I disagree with him. And if I make a video on that, it's because TheMainManSWE has the biggest platform. He has the biggest voice. He has the biggest opinion, right? So when he is given some like detrimental take to the game, it can cause real harm. That's what people told me. People was like, Moonsault, when you say something bad about the game, that could cause real harm. Now, MainMan is much bigger than me, but when I personally critique the MainMan, it's not like me trying to come after him, and I feel like that's what he's feeling lately. With all of these different clips that I'm seeing, he is just kind of forming this very negative opinion of everyone, and that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring everyone together and not destroy everything. Before the kind of like the Tekken 8, Tekken 7 content creators showed up, it was very separated. There's a lot of people who didn't interact with this, didn't do that. And like we kind of changed that, where a lot of us can pop up in other streams, in other discords, in other chats, in other videos, and it's normal now, right? And we don't want MainMan to feel like he's excluded from that. And we also don't want him to feel like he's the target of that. That's really the reason why I want to make this video. But I want to show you guys some of the things he's been saying and kind of just give my takes on it.
But Blackheart, I also wouldn't be surprised if you and Moonsault word yourselves extremely poorly in your videos. You try to be careful with words. That's not the Blackheart I know, who goes full fucking Spurg on everything. And Moonsault, yeah, I have no expectations on him. Moonsault is cool though, he has the most talking points on his streams, and he does his research. Are you talking about Moonsault Slayer now? The only one I've seen who does good analysis with a notepad and has a brain is VDX. Or are you confusing the two? I mean, Moonsault to me is just clickbait, and how do I get the easiest views?
That's pretty much what he said about me. We'll get to the things that he said about everyone else, but I look at this as MainMan is upset. Previously, when MainMan made videos about me versus Buff Guy, he was very nice. He was very like generous. But since then, I made videos where I was going against his ideas about Tekken 8, and I think he saw that as an attack, and I think he is like kind of like, okay, I don't like Moonsault. That guy is just like doing anything and everything, and I don't like him, right? So I think the Buff Guy situation put me on his radar, and he's probably been watching. And then when I made the videos about him, he probably was like, okay, that's it. Look at MainMan's mod. Moonsault loves to clickbait a lot. Moonsault loves to fish out anything for his own value. Another reason why I wanted to talk about this in a video is because MainMan's chat is a big instigator. They're feeding him information to inflame the situation, and it's just giving him a very skewed perspective of everything. They're a big part of the problem.
Nova Saiken is pretty smart. No, he's not smart. He wants you to believe he's smart. He's like a fake intellectual. He uses big words, and dumb people are fooled by that. They hear big words and then they think he's smart. He's not smart. He thinks he's smart. He's like a 14-year-old edgelord. I used to watch Rufelmonger. I also watched some of his stuff, very helpful guides, but it gives me a little bit of a basement dweller vibe at times in how he expresses himself.
MainMan has such an influence, and he's literally going by like content creator one at a time and just hitting them all. I'm like, bro.
I like Lil Majin. Who doesn't like Lil Majin? Charming man.
I don't want the content creators to all hate each other and feel like we're after one another and we're dropping hit pieces on one another. With what we're trying to do right now is bring everything together. With beef sets, even though there's beef and there's people yelling and shouting, there's a lot of like relationships that's being built. Even the Tekken debates, right? When people say like all of these guys are negative and they're talking trash about the game, we may get into some trouble here and there, but we're really trying to like bring people together. To see this huge wedge being formed at the same time, I personally just don't like it. It's funny how everyone in the chat is saying tread carefully. I mean, I'm trying. I don't want to make the situation worse, you know? That's not my goal. My goal is to like hopefully come to some kind of what's called. But here's the part where he talks about beef sets.
I mean, there are probably people who feel they have beef with me, but I don't have beef with anyone. First to 10 between you and Nova Cycle. Nova Cycle. Is there even a video of him playing Tekken? I assume he's garbage. I think he's probably really good at like wave dashing, back dashing, but I think he's gonna be garbage at, you know, strategy, anti-character stuff, you know.
Nova recently uploaded a tag video playing Angel. Okay.
How do I feel about beef sets? Unbelievably childish. Unbelievably childish.
Yeah, I don't agree with you. You, man. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna solo you, man. Yo, 1v1, let's go. I'll beat you in the first 10, man. You.
Just like, if grown men do that, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. In kindergarten, I would do something like that. That's for rebards. Personally, I find that to be for fucking rebards. They get a lot of views. That's great. I don't do things for views, though.
There was a lot of people who was calling hypocrisy because Main Man did a beef set with Nee back when they had beef. And then the Main Man also loves when Spaghetti Rip hosts the, you know, EU versus Korea, and also the NA versus EU. And this is kind of the thing that people were highlighting, is the influence of Main Man. When Main Man says this, it has a real impact. Tekken is in a bad spot. People don't have full 100% trust in Season 3. And the way that content creators were able to keep energy and keep the game alive is through beef sets. Not all of us is Main Man, where we could turn on our stream and 700 people will watch us just wave dash and play Brian Fury. If the game tanks, for a lot of us, we're cooked. Beef sets was an opportunity for not only people to keep the game alive, to keep our channels alive, but also, once again, I talk about that relationship building. Even the fact that FDX, High Tone, and Landon hosted a beef set between Avery and Speed Kicks, that just shows that there's more to beef sets than what he's saying here. Now, this clip is before that beef set, but I view it as like a big misunderstanding. Main Man probably thinks that we dislike him, or like we're after him for views or after him for clicks. And he's probably like, screw those guys and screw whatever they're up to. Once again, another one of his mods. All the time, GM is bragging about how good he is at Tekken. You see what I mean about the mods in this chat, but also his chat is like instigating people who are mods in my channel, bro. This is why I be kind of on you guys about what you say. And if you don't want to be modded because you don't want to be like shackled, then I respect that. I'll unmod you. But it's like a mod is like an extension of the creator. They're instigating this feud, and you can see with the video that Fighting Jim made, the lengths that it was going. Fighting Jim had to make a whole video kind of defending himself against a lot of the lies that the Main Man's chat is saying, and the Main Man picking up on those lies and feed it into it. That's what I'm saying. Like, this isn't just some small thing, bro. We're watching the Main Man do this with multiple different content creators, and we're not done yet. There's more people he's gonna say stuff about. This vicious cycle can't continue. We can't say something here, and then his chat takes it and feed it to him, and he says something, and then it gets cut back to us, and then we say something back to him. It's a vicious cycle that's only gonna tear it all apart. We can't do that, bro.
All the time GM is bragging about how good he is in Tekken. Yeah, I don't like that part either, where he's sitting with his trophies, and I'm like, I'm the GOAT, I'm the GOAT. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. But is he extremely good? Yes. He is super good. He is super good.
Here's the thing about Fighting Jim, right? The reason why Fighting Jim has to constantly reiterate how good he is because people online love to discredit you. Like, people were telling him that he can't reach GOD 3. He did it in like a day. It sounds like he's bragging, but it's because random players are just forcing that out.
Nee can have his personal vendetta against me, think what he wants about me. I just don't care about that in terms of like, Nee as a person is one thing. I don't care. But him as a player, that's something I can really appreciate. And he's like one of the GOATs. It's about maturity, I think, that you can separate those things and not be petty. It's a bit also like just acknowledging what's real. GM can clown and dunk on me all day long. Does that change the fact that he's arguably the best Lee ever? No, it doesn't.
Main Man thinks that Fighting GM is trashing on him all the time. Fighting GM thinks that Main Man is trashing on him all the time. And they're both defending themselves for what they perceive to be oncoming trash. That's what I'm saying, bro. All of us are on defense mode, but it's not really an attack from no one. Bro says Nee has a vendetta for him. MainManSWE and Nee do have tensions. Nee said, I hope guest characters disappear next time. They are unfair. Nee is looking at this clip of Geese Howard doing Geese Howard things. Main Man responds to it by saying, yes, let's rob 6 million people of cool guest characters because 2 of them were problematic at the absolute highest level of play. Nee responds to this and says, is it a character that came out because 2 million people wanted it? It's just a wish that it doesn't come out. Hey, scrub man. Will you shut up? When that happened, it was a very big thing. So I low-key agree with Main Man there that we need guest characters. That's a very pro mindset to have. Like, oh, no guest characters.
Mike Hollow made a video about your take on beef sets. Mike was neutral, but the other guy was on fire.
The other guy is Noah Black. Noah Black is very passionate. People misunderstand that passion is some type of like toxic hatred, but he's just a passionate guy, bro. He loves the franchises. He loves the fighting games, and he just wants to see them do well.
Mike Hollow made a podcast or video and discussion with a guy about a clip from my stream where I say beef sets are childish. That's content. Mike Hollow, here's another clip. Your channel is dog shit. I'm sorry, you seem like a nice guy whenever I see you. I've seen a few videos, but dear lord, like, I mean, is this the toilet end of a line? Like, no effort, shit, no value, no nothing content? Like, what is that? But I mean, go ahead, keep doing it, I guess. But my god, that's a debate. Jesus Christ. That's content. Okay.
It's brutal, huh? I think Main Man doesn't understand how important his words are, the influence he has, and also how much people are putting into this. People were really putting like serious money on the line. PDX set up a live stream, and over the span of 10 minutes, the chats combined collectively put up $1,000 because they wanted to see Speed Kicks and Avery play. Not even just the content creators, actual players are investing so much into it. So when he say that it's childish, it's gonna have reputational damage, and that's why people are responding back to him.
Do you want to check FDX's video? Maybe Armor King isn't honest. Now that's content, though. Yeah, we should watch that.
Yeah, it just sucks, man. Like, you guys see what I mean about how like it's all just like kind of falling apart? Now look at the streamer elements. Chat rules: don't talk badly about any streamer or player. No backseating, no sub begging, no drama baiting. Have fun. So that's the streamer message. Now look at what his chat goes on to do.
This is what happens when you think beef sets are stupid. Yeah, beef sets are stupid though. I'm happy to provide the overlord Mike Hollow with content. I hope he keeps reacting to shit clips from my Twitch.
It's funny how in real sports fans are trying to bring back beef, and they all hate the athletes being all buddy.
Moonsault also did a video. It's so trash. It's so trash. Joe Budden memed you in his title. Okay. Well, I'm so happy everyone cares so much about what I have to say, to be honest.
Joe Budden was reacting to the Mike Hollow video about Main Man, and he put Mike Hollow's title in his thumbnail in quotes. Because I don't think Main Man seen Joe Budden play in tournament. I don't think he was introduced to Joe Budden the way that we were. And if he was, he probably would like him just how we like him. The way that he's being introduced to Joe Budden is by this idiot in the chat, he hell sweep. Main Man is reading all of his messages. So this guy is giving him a very one-sided, skewed perspective on everyone. He says it's a bunch of man-childs. You can see that this person is already skewed in their own perception of everyone, and he's feeding that skewed perspective to Main Man.
It's just a bunch of man-children. It does sound like a bunch of man-children, I have to say. It does sound like a bunch of man-children, I have to say. I feel like the Tekken community is slowly deteriorating and people don't give a shit anymore. Oh, it's not deteriorating at all. You should have seen Tekken World Tour. All the OGs, all the Giga Chads, they're all there. Still playing the game, still having fun, still being awesome people. I think you just focus on the negativity that's always seen online, on Twitter, Reddit, and the idiots like, you know, shit content creators. If you know where to look, like you have some awesome people out there, you know? If you listen to people only hating on the game in that bubble. Yeah, but that's the internet. It's the same thing with Dota 2 and Dead by Daylight. It's the same. But whatever you see on the internet is not real. You have to understand that.
I think that people do just make mistakes. Like, I will admit that I went really hard on season 2, and I probably went too hard. But it is what it is. You know, you learn from that. If it wasn't for season 2 and how upset I was there, maybe I wouldn't be so chill now. Maybe I would be like, Main Man said what? Main Man, what? You know, I feel like everyone's leveled headed. Mike Hollow, very chill. Main Man, very chill. Moonsault, not that good at Tekken. Try to be very chill though. Joe Budden, he could seem very energetic and crazy, but he's very chill. Everyone, Nova, Blackheart, I feel like everyone wants the same thing. And we don't need to be dropping clips on each other back and forth. It's not going to do anything but make everyone's day worse. I don't want Tekken to be divided. I don't want the players to hate each other. And I don't want the chats to be relaying terrible messages back and forth, instigating nonsense. But sometimes it's inevitable and it will happen. All we could do is try at the end of the day.